I have an idea. Guys, I have a question. How much blood is currently floating around in your cranium? Too much, you say? No. Absolutely not. Couldn't be. Well, I know a way to get more blood floating around in your head and even squirting out your ears. Are we ready? It's the I Hate Myself show.
Did you know? LA Revival says, are you liking DeSantis for president in 2024? Okay, before we answer...
DeSantis!
Stop. Before...
Oh, now I actually want to die. Oh, God. Tall and Grim, thank you very much for resubscribing. Kana Valentine, thank you very much for resubscribing as well. Also, I hate this.
Before we answer, I want you guys in the comment section, if you're willing, comment, you can just do the last name. Who would you like to see president in 2024?
Okay, you told me. I would like a Bernie Sanders android. Alright, Paul and Morgan. Talk dumb to me.
Let's just see what the majority of our audience that's on the live chat says. As you guys are writing who you would like to see, and I'm going to read some of those. Well, Morgan, you were already jumping the gun a little bit. Who would you like to see 2024 president?
Before they get into that, Tesla, I know that I do need more emotes in chat. I agree with you 110%. If you would like to see more emotes in chat, there's an easy way to make it happen. If you are watching this video on YouTube, please follow me over on Twitch, because watching me over on Twitch will allow me to get partner status, and at partner status, I will have the ability to have those extra emotes. Okay, now that we've done the self-shilling, Morgan, who do you want for president? And please, not DeSantis.
Honestly, I'm not totally sure, but I think DeSantis would make an incredible president, but I just feel sorry for Florida because then they'll lose their amazing governor.
All right, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. Isn't this the guy who, like, got Rebecca Jones ousted out of her house with armed guards and shit? Let's look and see here. What's your political position on marijuana? You support the implementation of a medical marijuana program in Florida, but you oppose legalizing recreational marijuana. He voted against the Veterans Equal Access Amendment, which would have given veterans access to medical marijuana if recommended by their VA doctor. What? You literally just don't like... Okay, so he doesn't like veterans, apparently. He opposes abortion and has denounced Planned Parenthood. That's 2 strikes. He had said that the debate over how to reduce the federal deficit should shift emphasis from tax increase to curtailing spending and triggering economic growth. Right, so CEOs and large corporation owners should not be taxed a shit ton, I guess. He supports a no budget, no pay policy for Congress, encouraging the passage of a budget. Don't Congress already have to pass a budget, else the entire government freezes? Maybe I'm wrong here. In the wake of the alleged IRS targeting controversy, DeSantis called for the IRS Commissioner John Koskinkin's resignation for having failed the American people by frustrating Congress's attempts to ascertain truth. He co-conspired a bill to impeach Koskin for violating the public's trust. I do not know a ton of information on that particular scenario, so I'm not going to comment on that as I don't know. DeSantis opposes federal education programs such as No Child Left Behind and Race to the Top, saying that education policy should be made at the local level. Okay, that's not... I don't agree with that. I don't agree that it should be made at a local level, because education policy at a local level largely gets us stuff like Texas and Arkansas trying to implement young Earth creationism again and again and again. No Child Left Behind is shit, though. Let's see here. Foreign relations stuff. He introduced the Palestine Accountability Act, which would halt U.S. aid to the Palestine Authority until it formally recognizes Israel's right to exist as a Jewish state and cut off all ties with the militant group Hamas. Okay, so that's kind of fine. There's nothing wrong with Israel existing. The problem comes in when you have Israel's expansion into Palestinian territory. There's where you start to run into issues. Especially these days. Jesus Christ. Let's see. He opted not to receive a congressional pension and filed a measure that would eliminate pensions for members of Congress. I don't know how I feel about that. He said the Founding Fathers envisioned elected officials as part of a servant class, yet Washington has evolved into a ruling class culture. See, I'm okay with this, but I think getting rid of pensions for elected officials de-incentivizes people from wanting to even become elected officials. I don't know. That one I don't know on. So he opposes gun control. Let's see here. Healthcare. He opposes the Affordable Care Act. Well, now you're 3 strikes. Now we're in fuck you mode. Now we're in fuck you mode. I'm sorry, but I like being able to afford healthcare. That in March 27, he said he would not ready to support the American Health Care Act, the House Republican effort to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act. He did vote for the Republican effort to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act. Yeah, any health care plan that's headed by Republicans is not going to end up well. He announced he would sign an executive order prohibiting vaccine passports in Florida and asked the legislature to pass an identical statute. Well, I guess if you don't want your people to actually be safe from a virus that's killed 500,000 people, then nah. The Human Rights Campaign has given him a 0 rating for LGBT-related issues. He told The Sun that he doesn't want any discrimination in Florida. I want people to live their life, whether you're gay or whether you're religious. Okay, that's what he has said, but why does he have a 0? Why does he have a 0? Let's take a look here. DeSantis. All right. DeSantis, you have a 0. What boxes did you not check? You checked none of these. Peter Amendment 2, Maloney Amendment 1. Okay, so these are all based on different things that they chose not to support. Again, if you want context for those, please check for those on your own time then. But apparently the Human Rights Campaign, which I do generally view favorably, has rated him as a 0, which is not a good. On January 2019, less than a week after taking office, he issued a non-discrimination order for state employees, reiterating former Governor Scott's order. The order included race, age, sex, color, religion, national origin, marital status, and disability, but had no protection for sexual orientation or gender identity. There would be one reason. There would be one. Okay, let's see here. His office issued a proclamation honoring victims of the Orlando nightclub shooting, where 49 people were killed and 50 others were injured. The proclamation did not include any reference to the LGBT community, sparking severe criticism and accusation that he was omitting the category from the message. Okay, so dude literally omitted the reason that the shooting happened, period. Okay. Let's see here. He did support a voting rights restoration for felons initiative, which is good. I don't know. I overall probably would not like this person the more I read on them. But that's because there's a lot of specific niche issues that I hold. And again, there is the whole shit that he pulled with Rebecca Jones, which we'll get into in another video. That said, let's go ahead and go back to Paul and Morgan. We're not going to look up every single person they mention.
I'm glad this one got brought up because I actually kind of wanted to, I thought earlier this would be good to talk about. So, who would we like to see president in 2024? And it's interesting because Trump has already, in his own Trump way, alluded that he may be running. He'll likely be running. I think he said in an interview with Candace Owens, you guys are going to like what I have to say.
He always says that shit. Okay, look, you could try to read into that he's going to run. I would just read into that that's Trump doing what Trump does, where he just alludes things randomly. And then sometimes they actually have merit and need to be considered. It's when he holds power that I care about the shit that he says. That said, why would you be happy about a Trump run? Can you sell me on Trump? Can you sell me on an actual fascist?
As in, when I announce it, the announcement will likely be that I'm running for president. My voice just cracked.
It keeps cracking.
Well, sorry that I'm hitting puberty. And I'm hitting my midlife puberty crisis.
31.
So my thinking is, okay, Trump is probably running again. Do we hop on the Trump train? Or do we hop off the Trump train into an up-and-coming DeSantis? But let's see what most of you guys are saying here.
Can we not have Trump or DeSantis? I don't know if DeSantis would fit my definition for outright fascist. Like, I don't think that he would fit palingenetic ultranationalist. But I do not like the things that I know about him based on what I read earlier and based on what I've seen with what happened with Rebecca Jones. So, can please know?
We got a Ben Carson, DeSantis, Trump and DeSantis. Ooh. Trump, Ted Cruz.
Why would you want Ted? Why would you want the guy who literally tried to abandon his state during a power outage and literally kept on trying to push the election was stolen conspiracy theory in the middle of Congress?
Trump, The Rock. Which I'm speculating The Rock maybe.
She said just kidding.
Paul for president. Oh. Give me 8 more years.
No. We're not having Paul for president. I will abandon this country.
I don't know who that is. Okay. Castro.
Are you crazy?
Trump.
Like Fidel Castro.
Trump and DeSantis.
You keep saying Trump, and I'm wondering if that makes you crazy.
Candace Owens, Trump, The Rock. We got another one for The Rock. Squishy for president. Trump Jr., Michaela Huffman says. Kristi Noem, Awful Workplaces says. We got another Ted Cruz, DeSantis, John the Baptist, Trump, Candace Owens. Very interesting. I would say from what I just read there,
your audience is full of dumb shits. That's what I've read.
It was between DeSantis and Trump.
Yeah.
And sure. Candace Owens.
I'll be honest, I would not mind a Trump DeSantis. I can't see it being a DeSantis Trump, like DeSantis as president.
Trump's not going to be vice president.
I can't see that happening. But what if DeSantis, who I could see running as the presidential candidate, runs against Trump? What's going to happen?
People will be torn.
Here is why, and some
people will be very happy. Sorry.
Yeah, so some of you guys are going to watch this and think, wow, whatever. You guys, I know you guys have opinions on this. I know some of you watching our channel, we're conservative, love Trump.
But why? Why do you love Trump? Sell me on Trump. Can you articulate to me why you want him? Also, thank you very much for giving me the thumbnail picture. It's perfect, and I love it. I love it to bits. I will cherish it for all days.
Here's my thinking on this. Overall, I like Donald Trump. I'm just going to say it. Overall, I like the man, and I like...
Is this where you tell me why?
Overall, what he did in office.
Like what?
Did he have some, what I would consider kind of glaring shortcomings? Yeah.
Cool. Can you say what they are?
Yes, he did. Was he what I would consider a solid Christian candidate that was leading the country?
What?
In biblical ways? I do think he actually took some pretty solid Christian stands or
The most he did was just hold up a fucking Bible. That's not taking a solid Christian stance. Oh my god. And you know what? No, we have to take the second one because now we've got Morgan. It's perfect. But no, in all seriousness, so to sell me on Trump, basically, you're going to say, did he have some shortcomings? Yeah. Okay, look, let's do a reductio ad absurdum. Let's think of the worst possible person in the entire world, okay? Let's take an Adolf Hitler type of person, okay? We're not going strictly for Hitler. We're not going to do that. But I could say this about Hitler. I could go, you know what? Did he lead Germany down the good Catholic path? Did he not work for individual rights when he tried to push for privatizing industry? Yeah, he had some shortcomings, some pretty glaring flaws, but overall, like, I could do this with anybody at all. I can do this for. If I'm vague enough, I can make them seem like they're just a flawed human trying their best. I can do this, again, with literally anybody. This is a nothing burger, and I'm tired of eating it.
whatever you would want to say, that I was like, man, that was refreshing seeing him stand up for, for life and these different things. But
okay, so he didn't want women having control of their bodies. You liked that he was anti-abortion, which every Republican is. Every Republican sells themselves on that. I don't fucking care.
But overall, I don't think he's what I would consider a strong Christian man. I hope he's a Christian. I kind of wonder sometimes.
Yeah.
But I really like a lot of what he stands for and what.
Wait, so you think he was leading the nation in a good Christian way, but he wasn't actually a good Christian man? No, we're just gonna keep going.
What he did. I think, though, I would prefer DeSantis in 2024. I think it would likely be a little bit less problematic to have DeSantis, even though I've heard people say, you hear people say, like, oh, anyone but Trump. Trump is so, aggressive and so polarizing. I think that
it's not that he's polarizing and aggressive, is that he's a goddamn palingenetic ultranationalist.
Left and the media are going to viciously go after and attack anyone that's a true conservative or even a Christian. I don't want to speak for all the left, but we saw what happened to Brett Kavanaugh before he was appointed to the Supreme Court. So I think it doesn't matter who it's going to be. I think it could be.
Are you trying to argue that there weren't legitimate reasons to hold issue with Kavanaugh? Remember his whole thing where he had to define a devil's triangle as a fucking college party game and not a threesome?
DeSantis, I think it could be Kristi Noem, I think it could be Mike Pence, and I think the left and the media and celebrities are going to be attacking them big time. But I would like to see DeSantis.
All right, no more. Man, we stayed on a topic for 80 years.
It's a good topic. It's a good topic.
I'm over it.
Wow, Morgan
Well, I'm over it as well. I don't want to hear you stand DeSantis.
was over that.
We still have 4 more years of Biden. We might not
We
even
have
make
3 more years. 2, 3.5. Trump Jr. is an interesting one.
This country might collapse before we make it to be able to vote for.
How is Biden gonna collapse the country? What kind of whack-minded conspiracy nonsense do you gargle?
Another president.
Todd White. Oh, that would be interesting. Joe Jorgensen.
What? John Jorgensen?
Joe Jorgensen. The last front runner for the Libertarian Party. That's who. Fuck her too.
All right, Morgan's Nails gave a Snapchat. Thank you, Nails,
It's
for
actually
giving.
a super chat.
Oh, a Snapchat. for giving a super chat. Woo!
Thank you for your super chat. We love any super
Say,
chats.
we reflect the sky. Yes, we do.
Morgan, would you say those are your favorite nails you've had on?
These might be my favorite nails. They're so fun, you guys. Wait, hide your face, babe.
I don't care about your nails.
There we go. Yep, they're very fun. All right, guys, send in more questions.
I like that question. I think that was a good question to spend a little time on.
Yeah, sure. Why the fuck do you want DeSantis and Trump? Did you actually give reasons during that? Okay. Well, that was a giant nothing burger. I'm so sorry to disappoint. At least we got to do a little bit of research on DeSantis, I guess. Like, subscribe, and insert end of video tagline here.